today's workshop is all about Docusign Rooms. You're going to start out in command, so agent.kw.com. And you'll log in here. And in order to create a Docusign room, you need to begin an opportunity. So that's the first step to starting your Docusign room so that it's connected with command. So I'm going to go ahead and go to opportunities. You'll need to already have your client added as a contact to do this. Actually, it's going to let me do this, adding the client as a contact here as well, but it's better if you've added them before. So I'm creating a, let's say, listing. I'm the owner, and here's where I type in the client's name. And you can, that's auto pulling the information from my contacts. Or if the person doesn't exist in your database yet, you can type in their name. The system will know that they haven't been added, and it'll ask you to add some of their basic contact information here. So you're going to go ahead and fill out these fields. So maybe I don't know the exact close date, time frame. Estimated listing price and commission rate, opportunity phase, and stage. This is where you're starting that opportunity out. So let's say that I am in Cultivate and I am 3 months out maybe. So I'm going to go ahead and create that opportunity. Now it's going to automatically open up to the details section of this opportunity. If you need to navigate back here, you can go back to the sales pipeline page, and I created that underneath Cultivate. So here under Cultivate and 3 months out, here's my opportunity. I can click the name of the opportunity. It's linked in blue text to get back to it. There's also one other way. You can click all opportunities at the top. And you can find it here. And you can use these filters to find your open opportunities. Okay, here it is. All right, and then in this details section, you do want to fill out as much as you can here as possible, because some of this will actually sync over to the Docusign room, including the property address. If it's a listing that's live on the MLS right now, you can choose from the listing feed of live listings and search for it here and select. Or you can come down here in the details tab and you can enter the property address here. Start typing it in, and Google is going to pull up addresses for you. Once you find the correct one, you can go ahead and click on it. And then if you have a unit number to add here to line 2, you can add it in. Now I have an address. Any key dates that you have not entered that you'd like to enter, you can go ahead and do that, like maybe your listing expiration date, any of these other dates that you have at this time you want to fill in. Your commission, it did ask for that when you created the opportunity, so that's already there. If you'd like to fill out any of this seller worksheet, you can click the pencil icon and enter more information in there. And properties to the transaction, that's just for your convenience, really, and that's not going to sync over to Docusign. So the next step in getting to DocuSign Rooms from here is to click on Documents, the Documents tab at the top. Now here is where you're going to pick your checklist type. These checklists are determined by your office. So if you have questions about what checklist to use or what documents are on the list, you'll want to take that back to your specific office and ask your broker or your compliance reviewer. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead and select this one. All right, so now I see my list of documents. They're not uploaded yet and what's required. Keep in mind when you're doing a transaction in Command, you have these 3 sections of document lists on the left. That's where you need to upload documents to. So the last step to get to DocuSign from Command is to click this Start a Transaction button. And that's going to start up my DocuSign room in my DocuSign account. Now this only works with the special KW Docusign accounts that are issued to you when you first join us. So when you first joined KW, you probably had your tech setup done by Scott Leroy Marketing, and they sent you an email with all of your login information or a link to all of your login information. That DocuSign login should be in there. They always set that up for agents who join us. All right, so if you have an external DocuSign account that you're paying for, this is not going to be able to integrate with that. You have to be using the free KW special DocuSign accounts. All right, so now once I click Start a Transaction, this button's actually going to go away. And it's opening up a new tab for DocuSign. I'm going to pause sharing while I log in here. Okay, so now you can see my screen again, and it opened up to rooms.docusign.com to a specific room that's just been created for this listing opportunity. Now, it could be a buyer opportunity. You're able to open a DocuSign room for buyer opportunities as well. Okay, and then going back to Command, I want you to notice that that button I clicked that was dark blue, it said Start Transaction, it disappeared, and now it's been replaced with this button which says Go to Transaction. So if I ever can't find this room by logging in at rooms.docusign.com, I can go back to my opportunity, click Go to Transaction, it'll open up a window to DocuSign to that particular room. Again, you can log in at rooms.docusign.com after initially creating a room. So what is a DocuSign room? Well, it is like a file folder for this transaction, like a virtual file folder. When people use regular e-signature DocuSign accounts and they have multiple transactions happening at once, everything kind of gets mixed into one inbox and one outbox, and that can be very confusing. So this is a way to keep transactions separated within DocuSign while still having all those great features and more features available geared towards real estate agents using DocuSign. So that's why you'll notice there's a document section here. It's where you can upload anything that's already been completed. Maybe you've had it signed elsewhere or in person. You want to keep it together, or anything that's not yet signed that you want to upload to keep it in here and prepare that document and fill it in. Then after you fill in the document in the document section, you can come over to envelopes and you can get it ready for signature. Okay, so how do you get documents in here? Particularly if you are a California agent or you're a Texas agent and you want to get your proper forms in here. There is an integration with the Texas Association of Realtors and California Association of Realtors. So I'm going to show you how you can set that up. And then after you set that up, you'll be able to click this add button and it will be an option for you to choose car forms or TR forms, your Texas. So in order to do that, you're going to click on your initials in the top right corner. And you're going to click on preferences. Under preferences, you're going to now click on the left-hand side, integrations. And here you're going to click add provider. And you can click on realtor. If you have, actually, I don't even think there are any NAR forms that we use, but if there are, you're able to get those in here. California, you can do the CAR forms. And if you're Texas, you can choose Texas Realtors. And you can get the Texas Realtor forms in here. Okay, and then that way, you're able to get things prepared for a signature. Now, some of you may also have access to company forms automatically in your room. You'll need to check with your office. Some offices will give you these forms in another way, like a Google Drive folder. Or if you, I think all of you have access to your office's portal. Sometimes they house documents or link to them to download on the portal. So, or you can upload from your computer here. So lastly, I do want to mention that there is an integration with ZipForm. So if you use ZipForm through Texas Realtors or California Association of Realtors, you can utilize that ZipForms account and sync any ZipForms forms with Docusign Rooms. How do you get your username and password for ZipForms? That's a big question. So what you would do is you'd sign into TR or you'd sign into CAR and you click on to ZipForms into your ZipForm account. And you're going to go to the account, I think it's the account settings, sign in and security, or preferences, sign in and security. And you're going to grab your username and you won't have a password. What you'll need to do is take that username and go to zipformplus.com. And then you'll need to enter your username here, or actually you can just go ahead and click forgot password. And here's where you enter your username and then click next. It's gonna ask if it can text you a code or email you a code, and then you'll be able to set up a password. You're never going to log in at zipformplus.com. You're just getting that username and password so that you can complete the integration here. So that if you want to get those ZipForms forms, which again are your TR forms or your CAR forms, if you want to get them in here, you can. Some people like to work in ZipForm and fill out the fields for their clients and the property address and any other information on those contracts. They like to fill them out on ZipForms and then import them in here. And that's completely fine. Alternatively, in your CAR or TR ZipForms accounts, you can go to your preferences and e-signature, and you can use your DocuSign login for your free KW Docusign account to use this as your e-signature tool of choice. with zip forms. So a lot of people, again, they like to stay within zip forms, and that way you can stay within zip forms. You don't have to use DocuSign Rooms, but you will be utilizing this free DocuSign account for e-signature through zip forms. Zip forms also provides an e-signature tool that's free, so you can use that too.